Hello pupils, you are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Uncle Popo is here. I am also here. That's your response. We are here together. 100% attention. 100% attention is what I need you to give me in today's lesson. In our last lesson in Basic Science and Technology, we talked about weather. There we defined weather and we differentiate between weather and climate. We also talked about the components of weather. In today's lesson, we are looking at a very simple topic in basic science and technology. Are you here with me, pupils? Let me hear you say, yes, Uncle Popo. Are you here with me? Good. So now let's look at the learning objectives for today. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to, 1, name some planets in the solar system. 2, you should be able to identify the components of solar system. Now I have this very short song to teach you before we go in details into today's lesson. Now listen, the words of the song are on the screen. There are 8 planets in the solar system. These are 8 planets we should know. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are the 8 planets. And them, Jason. And them, Jason is the first letters that begin each of the 8 planets. Let me sing the song again. There are 8 planets in the solar system. These are 8 planets we should know. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are the 8 planets. And them, Jason. Good. That is the song. And it's talking about the 8 planets. Now let's look at the solar system. Solar system. The solar system comprises the sun and the planets that travel around it in a special order and at different speed. The solar system comprises the sun and the planets that travel around it in a special order and at different speed. Still talking about solar system, you can see in the solar system, this is a diagram showing the 8 planets. So we'll look at all these 8 planets one after the other. Still talking about the sun. The sun is a round object that gives light to the earth during the day. The sun is a round object that gives light to the sun during the day. Now let's look at the picture here. You can see the diagram here showing how sun looks like. Good. This is the diagram showing the sun. The sun is a giant star among other stars in the sky. It's what? A giant star among stars in the sky. It is the main source of energy on Earth. The main source of energy on Earth. This energy is used by plants to prepare their food by a process of photosynthesis. I think you've done that in your science. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food through sunlight and water. Man and other animals depend on food gotten from plants for their own food. Sun is a stationary element. It's what? A stationary element which appear to be moving from east to west daily. And this first movement of the sun is called apparent movement of the sun. The sun and other stars can produce light by themselves. That is, they are self-luminous. They are what? Self-luminous. That means, when you say self-luminous, that means it can produce light by itself. So sun is a self-luminous. Now, let's look at the planet. The planet now, you know, in the song we talked about, we sang the song about the 8th planet. Although some of you are the belief that the planets, the number of planets we have is still 9. So in the course of today's lesson, we will discuss it and prove it that the number of planets in the solar systems are 8 in number. There are 8 big planets in the solar system. How many? 8. Today I want you to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So there are 8 big planets in the solar system. And these are, first one, the Mercury. Say that, the Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun at a distance of 57 million kilometers or 35 million miles. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. The question can be in this form: what is the closest planet to the Sun? So you should know Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. It is the smallest planet in the solar system. What is the smallest planet in the solar system? It's still Mercury. So that's about Mercury. Moving on to the next one. What do you think the next planet will be from the Sun? And then that's letter V, and that is Venus. That's what? Venus. Venus. A day on Venus is longer than a year. A day on Venus is longer than a year. You can see how it is. Venus is hotter than Mercury. Venus is hotter than Mercury despite being further away from the Sun. Venus is the second brightest natural object in the night sky after the Moon. Venus is the second brightest natural object in the night sky after the Moon. After the Moon, Venus is the second brightest natural object. So that is Venus. What's the next planet from the Sun? And them, that's E. So we are talking about the Earth. We all know we are living on Earth. The Earth is one of the big planets. The Earth is the third planet to the Sun. What is the third planet to the Sun? The Earth. As the Earth travels around the Sun, it has a moon that also travels around it. The moon is called the satellite. The moon is called what? The satellite of the Earth. The moon cannot produce light by itself. It only reflects light from the Sun. That's the moon is non-luminous. No, the other time we talked about sun, that sun is self-luminous because it produces light itself, but moon is non-luminous. No, it's non-luminous because it doesn't produce light itself. It only reflects light from the Sun. Take note, the objective that I want you to pick out here is the Earth is the third planet to the Sun, and the Earth travels around the Sun, and it has a moon that travels around it. Next one is Mars. Say the diagram there. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun in our solar system. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun in our solar system. Mars is also known as red planet. Another name for Mars is what? Red planet. You can see here, so it is red in color. So Mars is also known as red planet because it is red. Mars is the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury. It is the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury. That is Mars. That's MVM. So what's the next one? Jason. And the J is what? That's Jupiter. Jupiter now. Jupiter is the biggest planet of the solar system. What's the biggest planet of the solar system? It's Jupiter. It is the biggest planet of the solar system. And it has 67 moons or satellites. You can see 67 moons or satellites. It has the shortest day of the planet. The what? The shortest day of the planet, that is Jupiter. What's the next one? That's Jason. The S now is what? Is Saturn. Saturn is the second largest in the solar system. Saturn is the second largest in the solar system. and it is nicknamed the ringed planet. Even from the diagram here, you will see what we are talking about. It is nicknamed the ring planet. The what? Ringed planet. That is Saturn. Next is Uranus. Uranus is regarded as ice giant. Is regarded as what? Ice giant. Why? Because it is the coldest of all the planets. So Uranus, that's why it's regarded as ice giant. That's Uranus. Last one, and that is Neptune. Neptune is the most distant planet from the sun. It is the most distant planet from the sun. So now, what about Pluto? Pluto is not in the. It's not among the big planets in solar system. Let's look at what happened. Pluto was formerly regarded as one of the big planets, but recent discovery in 2006 shows that it is a dwarf planet. It's no more a big planet, so it's no more counted as one of the planets that makes solar system. So it's now regarded as a dwarf planet. So it was formerly regarded as one of the big planets, but recent discovery in 2006 shows that it is a dwarf planet. Now, what do we mean by that? A dwarf planet are smaller planetary bodies that form the solar system. They are smaller planetary bodies that form the solar system. So it's not among those big planets anymore. What are the examples? Pluto now is regarded as dwarf planet. So examples of dwarf planets, we have the Pluto, the Ceres, the Eris, and so on. These are the dwarf planets. So Pluto is no more among the 9 planets that we knew before. We have 8 planets now. So Pluto is not among, and to some people it has gone into extinction. In today's lesson, we have successfully talked about the sun. We said that the sun is a giant star among other stars in the sky. We've also talked about the 8 planets in the solar system, which are the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And we also said that Pluto was relegated to a dwarf planet in 2006, and the dwarf planets are smaller planetary bodies that form solar system. Evaluation time. Now, let's see the question for today. List the 8 planets in the solar system. Question number 2, what are dwarf planets? Your time starts now. Eyes on me? Good. Let's see if you have written the correct answer. These are the answers. The 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. What are dwarf planets? The dwarf planets are smaller planetary bodies that form the solar system. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, when we shall look at another